everybody. My name is Kristin, and I am a columnist and contributor to Scribe Magazine, and welcome to Scribe Talks. Today, I am speaking with film director Sebastián Lelio. You may know Sebastián from directing A Fantastic Woman, Gloria, starring Julianne Moore, and Disobedience, starring Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams. Today, this is a special interview. He's got a new project called The Wonder out on Netflix now, starring the remarkable Florence Pugh. This was a fantastic interview, and the movie is also just as fantastic, so please go check it out, and please enjoy my interview with Sebastián.
Hello.
Okay, I just wanted to say really quickly, it's an absolute honor to be speaking with you today. It really is. I've been interviewing people for almost a year now, and getting to interview you is just a huge career achievement on my end because you are just a remarkable filmmaker. So I'm so happy to be speaking with you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kristin.
Oh, okay. So my first question I have for you is, what of The Wonder was difficult to adapt? Because this is based on a book. Did you have trouble in any way adapting it for the screen?
You know what? We were very lucky. I was very lucky to have the chance to work with Emma, the writer of the novel, who had gone through the process of adapting Room previously, her own previous novel. So, and she was always very generous in kind of like allowing things to go in the direction of the film that I was communicating that I was capable maybe of doing, you know. And she was very, very generous in that sense. And the same with Alice Birch. I think we made a very good team. Adapting is always difficult because you have to translate one media into a different one.
Yeah.
And in The Wonder, they think and feel a lot. And that's tough because how you translate that into action and make it sensual and captivating. So I wouldn't say it was particularly different because the novel already had this great journey that the Florence's character does.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful journey, so that facilitated things. And then just the way in which the novel already accelerated towards the end was something that felt very cinematic. So that was also something that we tried to have in the film and translated relatively easily, I would say. It was a generous material. That's what I'm trying to say. So it wasn't terribly hard, but it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And your hard work really pays off because you had one of the most unique openings I have seen this year, especially in the first 20 minutes. I don't want to give it away because I don't know if this interview is going to be released before or after, but the way you open the film for the first 20 seconds, you have it's set up differently than not normal films are set up. Why did you choose to have it that way? Because it's really, really unique and it stands out in my mind.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I guess I believe that films are more than just what happens to the characters.
Right.
You know, and in a film, in a story that is about the power of fiction in our lives, the power of the stories we tell each other about ourselves, or we share because we have inherited them, and how they become ultimately political power.
Yeah, totally.
In this case, religion is a very strong narrative.
Yeah.
You know, that translates literally into power in the community that is observed. And somehow, because Lib her solution to the whole moral dilemma has to do with changing the narrative, to give the girl a new story, a chosen one, if you like. So in a film that explores that observes how fiction has that amount of power in our lives and in our societies, I really wanted for the film itself as a make-believe mechanism to be part of the problem, to declare to the viewer that they were going to be exposed to the power of fiction, and to invite them to be active.
And just take part in this
actively
world.
Watching the film. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just like love that. And it really, like I said, it really stands out. And the way it closes too, it brings you back to that sense too. So you bring on a wonderful actress into this world, Florence Pugh. She's the hottest ticket. I'm sure everybody knows it. She's remarkable, but you've also worked with remarkable talent such as Rachel Weisz and Julianne Moore. I mean, what in your minds made Florence Pugh stand out and the perfect casting choice as Lib?
I think Florence has a natural, genuine integrity, and a sort of like moral authority that is very natural to her. That I think the camera knows that.
Yeah.
And the viewer knows that. And the character of Lib, the nurse, arrives to this community where no one wants her, really.
Yeah.
Even though she's been summoned by this committee of men, ultimately they don't care about what she has to say. So the film really needed a strong presence, a strong woman with that level of natural authority. And then the other thing is that because she's trying to connect the dots and analyze what's going on and trying to understand what is really happening through reason, we really needed for Lib's thoughts to be almost like palpable. And Florence has that capacity. You know, while she's processing and thinking, it's almost like you can hear what she's thinking. And that's because of her great talent. And then by the time the intellectual dilemma of trying to uncover the hoax, if there's any, turns into a moral dilemma of what to do now that I know what's really happening, we are still by her side, even though she's doing the wildest things for that girl and committing acts that are, to say the least, morally complex. We are still by Florence's side, and that's also, you know, that's talent.
Yeah, of course. And I love this. There's some unique shots to it that really gets to the mindset of her, especially like, I want to say the third act in the film, where you have the camera and it's just like looking at her. It's that scene towards the end where she's looking down at the girl where she's taking care of it. It's so beautiful. It stands out in my mind. But one thing I know that you've done over the last few years and just over your career, you tend to have female protagonists. And how come you never made a film that features like a huge male protagonist? So that's a huge question that I really wanted to ask.
It is a big question, and it's always hard for me to answer it because I've been doing these films not because I'm following a sort of personal strategy or program. I mean, I made Gloria in 2012.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the beginning of a series of films, A Fantastic Woman and Disobedience and Gloria Bell, where women have been at the center. And it has been moving to me to do that. It has moved me.
Yeah.
And that's the first real reason. It's not intellectual, but it's, I guess, a human connection with these characters. Also, you know, it's also a way of saying to all these female characters, like it's you deserve a film, you know. You deserve to be observed with your lights and shadows, but you deserve a portrait, and there's something really exciting to me about that. You know, also, like, I feel the themes in The Wonder are quite big and important.
Oh, they're extremely important.
And it's also important that The Wonder deals with those themes through the experience of a woman.
Yeah.
It's not about men dealing with big issues or themes. It's the two women at the center, the ones that are, everything is pivoting around them. And I like that idea of what happens if, you know, if the perspective shifts and we analyze these big themes through the eyes and like from behind the eyes and the skin of this woman. And especially because one of the things that really moved me in this case about The Wonder was the unique relationship between the nurse and the girl. You know, there's something really unique about that sort of like transgenerational sorority and connection of these two women that somehow find each other and end up saving each other.
And they both really needed each other just to go through their personal struggles and their stories, especially what Florence goes through. You see with her characters and her struggles that she deals with. It's, you really were able to bring those two worlds together and really mesh them really well together. And then one other question I have for you is, what really drives you as an artist and as a filmmaker? Is there anything that really stands out to you when you're choosing your projects or creating your projects?
Difficult to answer because you never know. You never know why a material or a project will hit you, will stay with you so much so that it will survive all the filters, and that you will be so committed to it that you will be ready to kill for it, if you know what I mean. Which is the sort of energy you need to make a film. You have to be absolutely convinced in order to mobilize all that energy. And The Wonder, for example, I guess one way to answer the question is that I think when I feel it is a dangerous territory for me, it's a good sign. Because if I get it wrong, it could be very, I could really mess up, and because I'm dealing with subjects that are, in this case, delicate and serious, and you cannot be frivolous about them. So I love that danger and that tension. I think it makes me, keeps me hopefully awake and alert, and forces me to find the right, to try to find the right angle, the right distance, the right approach, so yeah, I think I need that electricity in the projects I follow and I try to develop.
Oh, I love that answer. And then my final question I have for you is, what do you want audiences to take away from the film The Wonder? Mostly, there's a lot to take away from on my end, but
I mean, first of all, hopefully they have a strong cinematic journey and experience. They hopefully can like deep dive into the film and get lost in it, but at the same time as having a strong emotional connection with the characters, the journey, the themes. Maybe they end up the journey with one or two questions about what they believe in, about what, if they have fixed beliefs or they have a more elastic approach to the world, which is kind of like what happens in The Wonder, the collision between in this case, fanaticism and intellectual and spiritual elasticity. So when the film looks back at you, in a certain way, it's also asking you, what do you believe in? And and hopefully that's something that they take with them at the end of the journey.
Oh, I love that. You really took me on and you made me believe in this journey. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me. Like I said, it was a huge honor to speak with you and I loved the film. So I can't wait to see more of your work because you're just excellent.
Thank you.
So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristin. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you say.
I hope you enjoyed that fantastic interview, Sebastián, and to the Netflix team. Thank you all for letting me speak with Sebastián today. It was a true honor. Thank you all for watching the interview as well. Subscribe for more interviews like this, and we will see you all next time.